Olá, Ed Zanetti. Hi. UNFCCC Global Stock Take, the GST submissions. And this goes to the IVC team in Kenya in the format of a proposal. This is a proposal we have presented here to private institutions. I think that could be the same to the Cashew Nut Association in Kenya, and it's valid to a lot of developing countries around Latin America and the Caribbean, Africa and Asia Pacific region. All right, so it might be useful to anyone from this region, and of course to Brazil. The process of collecting and storing data and information for the new A6 carbon market is underway, and it's promoting the development of narratives to organize the work of the dialogue for each thematic area that will set a positive tone for the accomplishment of the tasks. So we need to build the narrative of what we think or what we believe would be the best mitigation and adaptation project activities to fight against the climate change, right? For example, the narrative for mitigation in cashew nut oil production may imply that at the TD1, the first technical development meeting, we should consider the impacts, vulnerabilities, and mitigation efforts in cashew nut oil production. At the TD2, we should consider the appropriateness and effectiveness of mitigation action and support and recognize the mitigation efforts of the AFOLU sector of developing countries parties. So at first we look at the impacts and vulnerabilities, and in the second report we look at how we are gonna consider this within the implementation phase. And then at the TD3 we will showcase the impact it will have in the overall country or in the overall sector. So at COP26, the guidelines for the implementation of Paris Agreement was approved. And as a result, from 2022 and onwards, countries must increase their ambition levels in accordance with approved rules and in order to achieve the long-term objectives of the agreement. The GST, the Global Stock Take, it's a global action. It's a mechanism to access global progress towards achieving the goals of the Paris Agreement. It is designed to build narratives on fighting climate change. These narratives also guide the preparations of the inputs for this first global stock take, the first major collection of information on adaptation, mitigation, and means of implementation. Okay? So it is covering those three main areas. What is the mitigation proposal we have? What is the adaptation proposal we have? And what are the means of implementation and support that we foreseen to be implemented to do that? And of course, the platform in Brazil is working with that. And that's the reason that I'm telling you guys all about that. You are supposed to come and register your credits with us, so let's work together on making this a joint proposal to the UNFCCC. Based on information collected, GST UNFCCC collectivity, it will assess collectivity progress and summarize the results of the discussions for the high-level panel decisions. Contributions are provided by governmental and non-governmental stakeholders around the world. Among the contributions is the unified carbon credit registration system and the definition of MRV methodologies that may be accepted in the next period of the carbon market, the 86. So the registry system, and we have one that's under development here in Brazil by the Brazilian government, but we also have the PNBS SAE that has been developed by the private sector and is operating for over 12 years right now. It is now possible to submit MRV methodologies and registration systems to the UNFCCC, aiming at the formation of files to support COP28 decisions. The registration of submissions can be done through the portal, and I'm leaving it here for your reference. It has already about 700 documents that have been registered from the most diversified sources and 95 MRV methodologies that are all in the GST1. Among the institutions that have already submitted technical material to the GST are the largest NGOs in the planet, such as Conservation International, the Nature Conservancy, Environmental Defense Fund, the Climate Works Foundation, and others. It is important for the private sector to position itself, and for that it needs to send its contributions to the GST platform. Written contributions must be submitted at least 3 months before their consideration in the technical evaluation. So the technical evaluation 1 was done at SB 56. It was done in end of February 2022. So the latest date to submit a written proposal was December 2021. We lost that one. The TD2, that will be a CMA4 decision, will happen in early August 2022. So we have up to the first 15 days of May. We have 15 days to send written submissions to that. And then we came to the TD3, that will be at SB 58 at the end of February 2023. The last period for sending submissions will close on December 22. So in order to send contributions from the sector, CBC should organize a permanent technical and legal body dedicated to preparing, complying, instructing, and submitting the positions and methodologies of interests for the sector over there in Kenya and Ivory Coast. For this, we have a schedule that we suggested here, and we also have a budget. All right. So this budget would be to cover the expenses of most of the Brazilian experts that would be involved. It has to be added with the one that will come from CBC. So I hope this is useful and serves to raise the awareness of this GST process and the necessity of the private sector to contribute. Hope you guys have a wonderful week.